Okay, till that time you'll understand how I located the lows on Nifty yesterday. If you guys remember, I posted on January 1st the lows of Nifty, wherein I've asked you short below 762 with a target of 626. And yesterday it made a low of 628, exactly near to our point. So how did I do that? So it was quite simple for me to make. I have utilized. Okay, I request members to mute because I'll be starting the session, and I'm just showing that how easy it becomes when we have tools in our hand. So I was saying that I in January on January 1st I located the low of Nifty, which was 10,626. I was able to get that point with the help of Fibonacci, which we'll be doing in a next session. Okay, and with the help of a super trend, which is again and oscillator, and with the help of a trend line, which we'll be doing again in next session, and with the formation, which is really required to understand the highs and lows. So if you can see that this is a symmetrical formation which I've made a dark green trend line, which is making a base from the previous lows. This is one. If I locate this is one point, and this is second point, and this is the third, wherein Nifty says that I am in a bullish trend, and I'll be making higher lows, and my trend is upward. So if you see, we have another setup, which is head and shoulder, left wing, right wing, and this is head as well. So it seems as if head and shoulder, which is a negative formation, if the symmetrical triangular pattern is above this head and shoulder pattern, and if it breaks on upside, then we are going much higher. So if you're going much higher, what is the ultimate target which we set? We can also calculate that. So I have already placed my upper trend lines. You can see this blue line. I'll just make it a bit dark to help you. We can calculate everything out of this. Okay, so this blue line, the light blue line, is a stronger resistance line, and if the symmetrical triangle breaks out, we are touching, say, 11,008 to 11,095 watt levels. So with this, you can calculate. At the same time, we have Fibo placed in. I know the upper target as well. If this line breaks, I am going 11,262. So once we understand that our levels, our upper targets, our stop losses, everything is placed, the whole system becomes more systematic, and you feel like taking risk because you know that how much is your risk and how much is your profit. Okay, so I have taken longs in the position here, somewhere here. I am long at 632. I will carry my trade. My stop loss is again the low of this point, which is going to be 625. So it seems as if Dow Jones, I'll explain the chart as well. So I have correlated this chart with international market. So it has an impact. You all understand the FI has a big participation desk. So if Dow Jones is breaking new high, or it is on the reversal point, so we have not broke down to an extent, and there are fair chances of short covering because we have sustained the bear Lakshman Rekha. So I have a bear Lakshman Rekha. I'll explain that later. So understandingly, I guess Nifty is some 100, 150, or Singapore up. Maybe somebody told me 200 points up, but I guess we will open near around 10,900, the previous high. And the moment we sustain the first dip is a buy. So what suppose if we open and touch this blue line, and we again a kind of a smaller correction, which will be a morning star pattern. I'll explain you that. And then there is a buying opportunity again for all those who missed this rally. They can place the stop loss with this green trend line closing below, and they can again enjoy till 858 and say 900. At the same time, 11,000 is a target. So once your stop loss is, that this is the money you're going to lose on this particular trade, you can take risk. So at the end, you need to calculate that we have 10 trades and we should be winning like 6 and 7 trades out of it, and that's where you make money. It's all about calculating things right way. It's all about money management. It's nothing, like, looking at charts, you can be perfect. But yes, again, we can calculate the probability, and there are fair chances of making money on a regularity basis. So it's something that, you need to keep on adding to your portfolio, your bank accounts. So adding every day, okay. So there are bad days as well when you lose, but cumulative, if you just calculate, say, over a month, you'll be able to judge that, you have made some good amount. Okay. So I before I start, I'll just show you the DJI chart, which will help you. So I'll just compare this so things become more easier for you. So I'm taking DJI. That's Dow Jones. So you can see the red line below. You can see the red line. This is actually a Dow Jones red line. Okay. If I go into settings, styles. Okay. So you can just see that Dow Jones has corrected from almost 26,000 from this top and made a low of, say, 21,600. And then it's a kind of a bottom formation, a weaker formation, which we usually calculate it as a morning star, a reversal point, and the volume participation. And it has corrected to the tune of, say, 50% and then reversed. Okay. So this is the point wherein both the things will reverse, and Nifty has already consolidated well and did not drop to that extent. So that means that there is a possibility of short covering if we sustain above, say, 10,900. And that's a point of reflection wherein people will participate to some fresh OI. And I think the build-up can carry to 11,200, because if I apply Fibonacci to Dow Jones, it has corrected the recent correction, and then we're touching back to from 21,600 to, say, 23,300. If I calculate, my base was exactly 22,600, 700, and that's where it dropped and recovered. Okay, so very simple logic, and that you will understand once we are done with this session. My concept of understanding technical analysis is totally based out of events. So if I have 2019, I will calculate the important events that can turn market to certain directions. So it's not that, that I decide a trade every day. I need to know that how is 2019 going to pan out, what are important areas or important events that can move the market to a direction which is favorable to me. And I need to make my position according to that setup which has built for a particular month, and that can give me some handsome gains. So if I take, I know that there is an RBI policy. I know that there is a change in, as in governor. I know that we have budget coming in, and I know that there is a general election kind of thing, right? And what is the expectation out of this general election? That is also very much important. So we have a very big event wherein every 4-5 years, why 4 years? Because the last year is more in fluctuation, and that gives you more feeling out of this setup, that how things you can make favorable to you. Okay, so understandingly, what we have done as of now, since Modi has come around 6,700. I am talking about Nifty levels, okay? Keep that in mind. So Modi has come around 6,700, and then we went up to 9,200. Then there was a correction. We corrected back to 7,800, 7,200 odd levels, and then we made a move. We touched 9,000. We consolidated. Then there was a U.S. election, Hillary Trump, and Trump came into the picture. Irrespective, or everyone was expecting Hillary, right? But there was a Trump in picture. We were standing at 8,500. We went down to 8,100, and then there was a short covering. Standing at 9,000 level, we were not able to break, the upper targets. So what went good, to take this Nifty on upside? It was Reliance. So Reliance was standing at 900. It almost doubled to 1,800. Then they've given the bonus, and then it's standing back to 1,100. So a kind of setup. If we calculate the margin percentage, the growth, Reliance is standing at say 2,500, and the result is that we are standing at 10,800. So if I'm talking about the setup, I need to calculate that what sectors are going to participate in this market. See, we cannot say, upfront, say the Nifty is standing and the technicals are going to behave in a manner that it will, a short covering will go or every sector will start running. No, it's not that. So at the back, we have IT, we have consumption, we have cement, we have steel. So every sector has its own weightage to the system. So we need to understand that if there are 50 stocks in the system, what are the top 5 stocks which will take Nifty to new high? If we are assuming that Nifty's got a new high, so what are that top 5 stocks? And we need to participate in those 5 stocks if we are going to make money. Okay, so it's not that we have say 4,000 stocks, every stock will participate. If you'll see that in the last this 2018, all the mid caps have corrected to the tune of 50% from the top, and I guess every middle guy who is an average guy, a salary taker, they've lost money in these mid caps. And if you say the large caps are the performers, and that's where they are taking Nifty high. The pattern which is currently followed is similar to Dow Jones. We have in a Dow Jones as well, we have 5 stocks participating. So the idea is to maintain index at certain level, okay, so that the base, the euphoria, the sentiment remains equal. We have elections coming in, so I don't know if it is the domestic money participation or a kind of structured index management which is being done. So it's all about, again, on a bigger picture, if we say elections are too important for India. I mean, the BJP government, they want this setup to continue, and the GST thing is very good, which has happened to us. The demonetization process, very good, happened to us, and I believe the base is already done, and we are ready to shoot now. So BJP wants another 5 years. Okay, so BJP wants another 5 years to take this setup on new scale. And we all know that the lot of shit has happened with NPAs, and the banks are gone, and the corruption is, I guess, now somewhat controlled to some extent, and things are getting very good on a larger frame. So calculating the whole setup, if you just see overall. So overall, if we see, things are getting much better. There is an improvement not only in India but worldwide. So though the other economies are getting closed economy, if you talk about US, they're processing oil themselves, so they're becoming self-sufficient. So there is a trade war happening. Okay, so when there is a trade war, it is between emerged economies. We are still emerging. Okay, so our strength is population, our strength is consumption. So all those stocks which is into this story is going to perform. Okay, so if I see manufacturing sector, all those stocks have not corrected to that tune. So at the end, it's not about candlestick pattern. You need to take that base. You need to understand that what all sectors can participate and which sectors are going to take Nifty on a high scale. So if you will summarize, when you go in the evening, you just sit and just watch the indices chart. okay, the indices growth, their percentage, they would have, consolidated at the back at some point. They have not fallen to that tune. And at this time, when Nifty is giving a short covering, these sectors will outperform. So it can be anything. It can be anything, okay? So that is what I will not tell you now. I want you to work on it so that you discuss with me, and then I'll tell you what is going to be the true picture and what all sectors going to participate. So the whole theme of trading terminology is to teach you, okay? If we want to feed you, nothing will change. So we will remain the same, okay? So this is the whole setup out, okay? So I have come into this picture, I've come into Standard Security for the reason that I want every trader to learn. So we're going to have live sessions, we're going to have live trading systems. So every day we're going to teach you that why and for what reason we are buying it. So at least you have that base in, you should know what you are doing, and you should calculate your stop losses at the bottom. So that is what to program everything and to bring everyone in this picture. So welcome back. We will be starting this presentation. I've given you the theme, a basic theme that our setup should be longer, our vision should be longer, and we should know that, whatever we are buying, how protective we are. Okay, we will not buy shits. Okay, will not buy any stock which is much operated. We know the idea of Infi being, we've seen from 240 to 30 rupees. We have seen PC Jewelers, we have seen DHFL. So all these mid caps wherein margins are thin, they're struggling, the competition is huge. It becomes very difficult to survive, and that's where promoters route for new things. Okay, maybe some structured books or something, right? But I really don't appreciate it. It's better to be in stocks which are not much into manipulation, and they give you some 5 years or 3 years kind of holding return, and that seems more protective. Okay, so there are bigger firms, but when we talk about technicals, okay, we can trade any operator. Okay, so but at the same time you need to control your emotions. So there are stocks which have come down from 100 rupees to 7 rupees. Arcom was 800. It was never a good bet because the management. Okay, so when we compare Anil and Mukesh, both are different, but the management, the system was not foolproof. Okay, the moment Anil Ambani launched Arcom, they faced some 60,000 crore loss within 1 year, and that was the first dent. And from 800, Arcom is, that what price? Okay, they've sold, they exited the business. So again, you need to calculate on the system, the person who is running the system, their ideology, and their longer setup. So always think for a longer picture. Then you will make a larger part of money. At the same time, you will not feel any panic when there is a volatility, because you know the value of the system. Okay.